Alright, good to see you once again on my channel. Welcome back to Relationship Talk with Kify Duruji, and today I just want to say something very short but important. Alright, so I've said the last time 5 things you should never have done for a man before being married to him. Alright, and many people were feeling, why would they do that? How do they prove their wife material and stuff like that? You see, sometimes when we do things wrong for a long time, they begin to seem like the right thing. Actually, those 5 points are very important. Those things should never be done just for a boyfriend. They are wife duties, and you are just a girlfriend. Alright? That is why we also have bad marriages, because some of you will go and do this stuff, and then when the man marries you foolishly because he painted the picture and is carried away, the next day after the marriage you turn to a dick tiger, and then you forget all you are doing to entice him and to trap him and whatever, because the point has been achieved. The fish has been killed, the cat has been trapped, the tiger has caught the prey, and or lioness have caught her prey, and so many things like that. So it is not important. We can begin today to begin to correct them for the next generation, so they can do things right, because even as we grow older, the next generation are also taking the steps, and it's getting worse. So these days, living lovers is like a normal thing. Maybe mama is like a normal thing. Maybe papa is usual. You know, not having sex looks like you're outdated. Too many things like that. Not knowing how to cook and to trap him is being foolish. Not having baby to get him pregnant to make him go and pay the bride price means you don't know anybody advising you, you're foolish. These are wrong steps turning to norms because nobody is saying anything. And they say if you can't beat them, you join them. But you know that this video can get thousands, millions of us to begin to think right and begin to stop it, or begin to advise those coming after us to stop it if you already have made a mistake and you're now in a marriage and answering misses, even though you know that you've trapped them. I do also understand they say you have to do these things to get to trap a man. Someone once told me one day, why don't you pretend and just get a man to marry you or pay a bride price? I was like, really, do I need to pretend to get a man to do that? So that means many people pretend to get a man to marry them. That was so sick for me to even imagine. I need to pretend for a man to find goodness in me. Oh no, sorry, you guys can be going, I'm coming. Alright, so these things are very important. So how should you behave in the relationship that you know should lead to marriage? Alright, still in the same 5 points. You don't live in as a lover. You visit the man. Alright, so you go to see him from time to know how he lives, if he's a clean man, if he, even without you being the house cleaner, if he actually knows how to keep his shoes in place, if he dresses his bed. The man should be a human being, like a full human being before you marry him. You shouldn't be a pig before you come and turn his piggery or his pig farm to a home. It's going to be difficult for you to even cope. Alright, so you visit, you don't go and pack your bag and jump in his house and begin to live with him January to December, or 1st to 30th, or Monday to Sunday, and next week the same thing, because I don't want him to take me from me. I want to make sure that I'm taking the house clean so you can see that I'm good. I want to work so hard. I want to make sure no man comes there. All those things are foolish, and you must really be idle to be doing those things, really. Okay, so find something doing with yourself and visit your man. Spend the weekend is wonderful. When it gets that heated and serious, you can go over the weekend, so you can spend nights. It's important you spend nights so you can know how he sleeps. If he snores it and snores like a lion, or what snores? Like a turtle in the water and gets you awake all night. So you have to sleep over to get to know those things. Sleep over, fine. Weekend stay, fine. Alright, so that is about sleeping over. That is about living in. That was wrong. So the right thing is to visit and you go home the next day, or visit during the weekend and you go home on Sunday or evening so you can go to work on Monday. Things like that, okay? And then I said the second one was meeting his parents and becoming a nuisance to his family members. Okay, you can know 1 or 2 of his family members, because sometimes you can't avoid it. It's either they came visiting and they see you, or one of them is living with him so he gets to know you, or you actually traveled to the east or to his place in Christmas and stuff, and you met one person or so. But it shouldn't be you forcing yourself to maneuver to meet them, because in your thought you feel that when you meet the mother, you are secure. When the father approves of you, you are loved. Please don't become a nuisance. Because if this boy does not have a handiwork, he's living in the father's house and he does not have plans yet, the father will think you're the one misleading him. The mother will think you're the one confusing him, and you become a total nuisance. Alright, so do things rightly. And I talked about being his laundry woman. The man should have a way he regulates his house and his dresses, clothing. You don't have to turn to the laundry woman to please him. You have to make sure you come on Friday so you can wash, so you can have clothes over the weekend to go to work. I don't understand that. Really? You're not his mother or his wife when you're just a girlfriend? How long do you want to do that? Then I talked about chef. Yeah. And I talked about you making a bucket full of rice, or stew, making a bucket full of oha soup, making a bucket full of okra soup, and that's 3 days after he says it's finished, you come back and make a bucket full of afan, make a bucket full of egusi. What makes you think that he's the one eating it alone? Does he really need all those food? You're cooking for some other girls. You're cooking for some friends actually. So make sure that you do not turn yourself to a chef, because you may just be relegating yourself to the duties of a chef. So when he sees you, he sees you as, oh, she cooks very well, she should come around. But when you as a loving partner, as his beloved, does cooking well, and over the weekend when you came by to visit, you made meals that he enjoyed, and some of them got left over and you see them and put in his fridge so you can have meal, or so you can have them later. It's different. That means by Wednesday, he's looking forward for your visit next time over the weekend, so you can get to enjoy your meals. He's looking forward to it. Not when you make a duty that on Friday you go to the market and buy the whole thing, even if he doesn't give you money, just so you can press him, buy the whole food and put in his fridge so it can be eaten. Oh, don't turn yourself to a chef. Please. It's not all the time that the way to his heart is the way to his heart. If that was the way to his heart, all the restaurants he's been eating all his life with wonderful meals, you should have married all the ladies that work in that place. Why didn't he marry them all? That is the story for another day. And then I spoke about the most important one, which is making yourself his call girl. Alright, even call girls at least are expensive, because some of them have timing and prices and conditions. But you, when he is angry, you want to sleep with him to please him. When he is happy, he gets for your leg, you open them. When he's frustrated, he eases his tension on your body. Wake up. It is fornication. You don't want to hear about that. It is supposed to be after your wedding. When he finishes with you, he doesn't get excited about anything anymore. Because when he's ready to settle down, he might be imagining new things. He may be lucky that he is so carried away with how he sees or what he does with you. But for how long? Because we all know that we may get tired of something, especially when it's a human being. Food, we may not get tired of food because it's just food, we can't kill ourselves. But for a human being, you may just be laying the wrong foundation for your relationship. So I think I've covered the whole point that may be confusing, because you feel these are the right steps. Of course, there are ways to manage them, not you doing them like your life depends on them. So I'm sure these few points and the way I addressed it this time will make you understand that these things, you should do them still. You are supposed to do them, right? But not as a wife. So you see, you should do these things. They are the same thing you shouldn't do and the same thing you should do. But difference is you don't fornicate with him. You can spend emotional time and quality time, but please do not, you know what I mean. So, and the rest you do them moderately as a girlfriend, not as a wife. Because when you do the wife duties, this man won't be excited anymore to make you his wife. Alright, so you do them still, but not as a wife, but as a girlfriend. Alright, see you in my next video. For now, it is bye bye and shalom.